Hello and welcome back to my canal. So this year is the 50th anniversary of the British metal band Iron Maiden, and the Royal Mint released limited edition coins dedicated to the Iron Maiden. I'll give you more details later on about this issue, but in the meantime, let's do some magic. To do this magic trick, you need first of all to drink Iron Maiden beer for inspiration. Then put it aside. Then you need your brand new minted coin, Iron Maiden commemorative, and 172 Spitfire empty box. You put the coin inside. It fits just perfectly. Make sure it closes properly. You don't want anything to come out. Then you need a Iron Maiden t-shirt. You got the Iron Maiden t-shirts, and you put the box inside. Once you put the box inside, you have to say the number of the beast, which is not the phone number of your ex-girlfriend, but the number 666, and then give it a shake. And as you know, the more you shake it, the more it gets bigger. Look what we got down here. Ta-da! So before we do the unboxing of the kit, let me tell you some more details about this coin. This coin just came out now in August 2025 for the 50th anniversary, and they come in different versions. There's a plain one that without color, that is about £20. This one here with color is about £30. Then there's a silver, is about 120, 130, a bigger one silver at £500, and the gold one at £1,000. Of course, the limited edition. This is the normal one, the plain one that is not limited. This one is 12,500 pieces, and then it goes up and up and up till to the gold one that is sold out at the moment. It was only 20 available. Then there's all the little details, all little references inside the coin. I managed to see six references to previous albums. If you find more, let's discuss in the comment. And the design wasn't made by Derek Riggs, which was the original Eddie designer. As you see, Derek Riggs, as in he was the original Eddie design for many years, and then it sort of fell out with the Iron Maiden. This one has been made by a Spanish guy called Alberto Quirantes, which is the one that did the cover for the 2022 single Total Eclipse. Now we can proceed to do the unboxing of the kit. Iron Maiden Spitfire Mark II Aces High. This was actually released for the 40th anniversary of Iron Maiden, but this year is the 50th, so I managed to find the copy. Let's see what we got here. So it's 132, 134 parts, 28 centimeter long, that's not bad, 35 centimeter wide, includes the paints, includes two eddies, one in the piloting position and one, I don't know, wedding crew, filling the tank. Achtung, Achtung, Opgelet, warning, attention, attenzione. Usual things, some close-ups of the details of the inside, picture of the sprue, level 4, which is gonna be a little bit more challenging than what we do normally, but we love a challenge. QR code for a website. On the side, I'll slide it up. Same as the front, nothing much really. Nothing much really. Same goes for the other side, just in a different position. Just if you have a choice of how to store your thing vertically or horizontally, or depends on your shop or your shelves. You get all the options. Now let's see what's inside. For that, we're gonna open it. As I said, I got it brand new. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm a bit excited. Iron Maiden got they're on a tour at the moment. They're on a tour. Big major concert in London a couple of weeks ago, and then I say, well, the concert was amazing. Why not get the model? And I found it discounted on Jetland in UK, so bought it straight away. Okay, nothing else in the box. This one I put it straight back in the box. I don't want them to get any scratches. That's the clear parts. Cleopatra as we know it. Is the Cleopatra as we know it. This is one of the eddies. The leg is not two eddies. The leg is not the eddies. We like it. So, and this sorted. Let's put some light in a way that doesn't shine. Instruction, leave the instructions at the end. Screws. Yeah, this is so much more detailed than the 172 that I did. I mean, it's more than double the scale. 132 against 172. So, the screws on the side. So this is a Mark II, but being a Mark II, is already got radiator on one side and air intake on the other side. But yeah, we work around it. So that's sprue number 1. Oh, not necessarily number 1. I mean, this is sprue number F. So it's sprue number F. Colors, they're in the middle. I'll show them straight away. Why not? These Revell colors. So you go. Really? I know. 59. I thought it was a 69 for a second. 59 Himmelblau. Dunkelgrün. 68. Anthrazit 09. And Lederbraun, this from Lederhosen, yeah, as number 84. Plus, oh, this one hidden down here, which is Dark Earth. It's funny, the other names are in German. In German, these ones, yeah. These is in English. Dark Earth, number 82. Cashier number 82. There's a number 2 brush. And the little girl to the big daddy, so that's good to have it. Then sprue number 2, which is number G, so FG. See, there's a system. There's always a system. All the flaps. Then after this we got number, oh, engine parts. As the top of the propeller. The fuselage, fuselage. That's the fuselage in German. In English is fuselage, which comprises of one left side, one underside wingy, 2 upper side wingy. I'm winging it. There we are. 1 and 2. on the top and on the side, and then right side. On the right side, on the other side, which is still the right side, but there's the outside side, the inside side, on the right side. Side with me. Then we got wheels. We got wheels and propellers. Okay, propellers is a 4-blade propeller, as it should, and with 5-spokes wheels, as they should. It's like a Porsche, yeah. So let's have a look at the Instruktionen, ja. Das Instruktionen. Typical Revell color printed decals. That's the most exciting part, because it's got Iron Maiden Ace High, Kill the Eddie, 66. All the you have the option to do it normal as well, but why would you do it normal when you can do it Iron Maiden only? So yeah, oh yes, I'm doing normally would be just not to put the Iron Maiden. So that's it. A cockpit. I got actually a special 3D cockpit. Let's pause it for a second, find it, and show it to you. And here is the 3D printed version of the same thing. It's exactly the same, just more detailed. This comes in 2 versions actually. You won't be able to see the difference, but basically the dials inside, the inside of these little dials, on the top one they are black. I mean, on the top one they're gray, on the bottom one are black. You really need to be close by to see the difference. For what regards the bottom bit, there's no difference at all in between them. So I still haven't decided which one to use. Oh no, definitely we don't want water on that. But they come with their own. There's no need for instruction, but you're supposed to take them off with a little bit of water and then glue them up with some PT glue. So I don't know if you can still see the 3D-ness of them. Being very shallow in real life, this on scale is going to be even less. But yeah, I thought it was fit to do a little bit of upmarket for upscale for this video. So I got it for about £9. Still from Jadlam as well. I'll carry on with the instructions. Usual things how to use your cartridge screws, how to pendy, and usual safety disclaimer. This is not a real plane, don't use it in a real airport. Codes, numbers, symbols, color codes which we're gonna see what we got available, and we're gonna sort it out and prepare a list of colors we need. Sprues with the part numbers. As always, the blacked out bits are the bits that you don't use. Happy to report we do use everything. So we start straight away from Mr. Eddie. Normally start with the cockpit. No, let's start with Eddie, but the Eddie in the cockpit. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Only difference, when I get here I'm gonna apply the other decal. So yeah, nice and clear as usual for Revell. They go very nice and colorful. I like that they use these colors indicating, apart from the letters, you got a visual reference of what color you're about to be using. So we do like that. Zones to pre-paint, things to prepare. Flaps down, flaps up. Well, it's gonna be in a parking position. We'll see which one is more stable. Possibly. Well, I never had done flaps down, so maybe flaps down. Then, as we said before, air intake, oil radiator, and the other thing, I never remember what it is. No, this is a radiator, this is oil radiator, that's what it is. I never ever remember. Do they have a pitot tube? Someone was asking me what's a pitot tube. A pitot tube is this one here, the thing that you connect at the bottom. Basically, say you got wind going through it and tells you the speed, your speed compare your speed compared to the wind, compared to the direction you're going. I'm yeah, just looking at all these bits. Oh, 3 propellers. Okay, why do I see some videos with 4 propellers? Maybe one is for spanking. Okay, there's a spare blade for spanking. Added the spank the eddy. Yeah, it's gonna whip here, so it's definitely gonna do some spanking. It's gonna, you can put the leg in the position like a, if you use a blowtorch and melt it, you can put it like in a cowboy position. So that's the normal setup, and that's Iron Maiden. So that's the setup with all the Iron Maiden decals. It's not the Ad Force one, but this is the original World War II copy, unoriginal. You see, that's the version that you can do. Stage version that would be as it is on the prop they have on stage, which doesn't go with the ASI stickers, which I'm not interested in. I'm gonna just go for the Ace High version, and that's the end of it. So first of all, let's go and look for the color. Now let's put the spruce back in the pack, because this spruce is very detailed. There's already old, actually, first of all, happy to report I don't need to punch any extra rivets here. There's a lot of riveting. It's gonna be riveting. I'm gonna give them a wash in soapy water and dry them up, and then after that I'm gonna select the colors I'm gonna use for this build. So I see you Ace as soon as possible. And these are the colors I'm gonna be using for the build. If you notice, these 5 here upside down is the ones that were already in the kit. Then for at the start, that's this yellow here. So yellow matte, I'm using medium yellow. Sea green matte, I use it olive green. I haven't got many greens, so for the other 2 greens I'm gonna use 2 speed paints. But if they're too shiny, I'm gonna do a mix of these 2, or mix it with a bit of yellow, see what happens. And then for the stone gray matte, I'm gonna use the medium gunship from Valeria. Then silver is of course the silver, metallic silver. Fiery red silk matte silk matte is gonna be the red. White matte is gonna be the white. This we got the aluminium. There's aluminium, metallic aluminium. This one is funny because it says iron metallic. Now the one I got, it says steel. Is Iron Maiden. It's not Steel Maiden. But then if you go to the Spanish name, you go acero, which acero, that's how they call it in Spanish. So steel and iron go same color, and that's what we're gonna use. So this is gonna get mixed with the light brown matte. Then for the red terracotta for the brick red matte. As I say, the greens, I'm not sure if I'm using this. This is quite close to the color. Leaf green silk matte, I'm using a Forest Sprite. See what it adds up. We've seen this one before, the medium yellow. Then Schwartz is a different number from, still from Revell, but this is 302 instead of being 08. This is black matte and this is black matte. So I'm going to go for this one. Be alright. So that's the ones in the kit. Blue gray matte is gray blue. Yeah, gray blue, we got it. Then here's gonna be white mixed with beige matte in different proportions. Burnt amber for the beige matte. These again, the green that we see how it works. I got Absolution green this time. The other one was Forest Sprite, I remember. So Absolution green to get mixed with the yellow. At the end, same again, different proportion, 60-40 and 90-10 for the beige matte. And to finish, sand matte, which is going to be a middle stone. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to label each one of these colors with the letter A, B, C, D. So it's going to be easier for me to find them from the where I keep them. And then we're going to be ready to start. Now all the sprues are washed and dry, I'm going to prime everything in white. I'm going to do my usual recipe, 25% airbrush thinner. For the 25% flow improver. Doesn't matter if the cap is dirty because it's a primer anyway, so it won't affect the color. And then 50% of white primer. That should be enough for the entire plane and the parts and everything. Let's give it a mix. And as always, I'm gonna start painting small bits just to see if the consistency of the paint is fine, and then switch off camera and finish all the rest. So fun on. And that's no point brushing the pieces. Or shall I? I always forget brushing the pieces. So let's brush it as well. Yeah, let's brush it. So these pieces just came out of the dehydrator. They're clean, there's no dust on it. It's mostly for the static, but even then they're resting on a metal plate in the dehydrator, so it just the sabo safe. And then when you get your hair stuck to it at the end, they're gonna get mad. So I've dusted all the pieces, and now let's the fun begin. I'm gonna set it prime. As a start, maybe I'm gonna go heavier. Well, let's see how it goes. You don't want it too wet, but yeah, I think the consistency, I think we're good. How long it takes? Get too close, it gets a bit wet, but yeah, perfect. Okay then, let's do all the priming. I'll see you on the other side. A little modification that I want to make is cut at this arm, at the forearm down here, and then twist it backwards. So instead of a V sign, it's gonna do a V sign. Let's see. I actually found it easier to cut here at the wrist and twist it around. That's alright. Let's hope it holds. It looks organic. Good. On the instructions, they tell us to start with AD, the pilot, but then the other AD is at the very end of the instructions. So I just painted both of them. I'm not too happy about the skin tone. It's a little bit on the pink side, but hopefully once I put a little bit of shade on top of it, it's gonna get a little bit darker, a little more grim, little grimmier, a little more dead corpse feeling. We'll see what happens. So as I told you, I switched the wrist. I'm gonna build it and see what it looks like at the end. And here they are, how to add this in all their glory. And now that the crew has been assembled, we can proceed in assembling the plane. I love these two. They came out quite good. Really, really like it. Well, this stands on his own, of course, and this is supposed to sit down anyway. But yeah, on the chair, love it. I was looking in details of the difference between version 1 and version 2. Apart from the inside of the dials being gray and black, another little detail is this sticker here, which is different in between the two versions. Now on the picture on the one in the kit, it doesn't really show, so you cannot really tell what sort of sticker was supposed to be there. So I'm gonna do a research, but being this is not historical, this is just for fun, so I guess I'm gonna go with the one I fancy most. The main problem I have now that I didn't realize that the instruments are already built in the structure of the cockpit, and they're sticking out three-dimensionally a little bit. So with the decals would be a neater application. This one I'm supposed to scrape it off, cut it off, and then put the other one, these ones on top, which is gonna be messy. So what I'm gonna do first of all, I'm gonna try and just put them on top of this one with some gap filler on the side, see if it works. That avoids giving me the getting through the trouble of shaving off all these little details. If it doesn't work, I may even revert to the original cockpit design, even if the detail is so much different. You know, I would really love to use this one here, as long as it comes neat. The square bit in the middle should come off to give space to put this one here on the relief bit. So also here seems to be square, while this one here seems to be rounded up a bit. So there's gonna be another problem. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime, I'm gonna paint all the rest in green, so it's all painted, ready to go, and then I can attach this or the decal afterwards. At the end I decided to go with the version 2 of the 3D one, just because since I bought it for it, if I don't use it now, when am I going to use it? So I cut out the version 2, let's put version 1 in a safe place, and I tried to stick it on without peeling off these ridges. It shouldn't be too thick. Let's see if it works. First of all, we put some glue, some water, just to release the the printout from the backing paper. And everyone says to use PA glue for this one. I try to use contact clear. Hopefully it's gonna work. It's gonna dry better than a PA glue anyway, and it's definitely more expensive. So let's see if we can find any PA glue first of all. Actually, I did find some cheap PVA glue. Sorry, I keep on calling PA glue, thinking about the 18 probably. But yeah, by now these should have been released. Yeah, it's been released. So let's get some. Let's suck some water back. We don't need all this water. And put a tiny bit of glue. On the thing. Everyone says it's just as easy as put it in. So yeah, we put this on. Spray it around a bit. It's gonna be difficult to glue. I mean, if I put a little bit too much, it's okay because it needs to fill all the gaps anyway. So let's see what happens once I reach for the it separates easily. I think the middle bit is supposed to come off probably. Hold on a second. Is it being cut out? No, it's not. So yeah, just stick it on top. Stick it on top and make sure it's bang on in the middle. Actually, it's not half as bad. Put it on top of the other one. Yeah, there's a bit of a thickness underneath, but hey, not half as bad. Well, this seems to dried up. We're now jamming our gaps, so a little bit of rounding filled by the glue, but it's fine. And I'm gonna free this one from his prison, from his shackles, and then make sure it's the right way up, upside down. There. Then we put a tiny bit of glue in that, and we should be ready to finish it. Because it was wet, there was no need too much glue earlier, really. So this is already too much, I guess. I just need the tiny splash in there, and then the wetness. That's the trick. Just to spray that a little bit. That should do. I'm sure it's even too much. Oh. Is this ready to go? Of course it is. I guess I could use a damp earbuds to remove the sticky bits around it. Yeah, save water. Be like water, my friends. Save yourself. Just a quick look at the pilot before I put the side panels on, and also the 3D printed instruments. I took some pictures with the micro lenses as well, which are gonna come in right now. I'm happy to report that the fuselage fits with no drama, no gaps. Everything was good, nice and smooth. So this rotates at the front. So yeah, let's proceed. After fitting the housing for the wheels, I only need to glue the top part before attaching it to the rest of the model. Well, definitely taking shape. Yeah, nice, very nice. The radiator grills are supposed to be painted with a mix of brown and silver. I rather use copper instead, since I have it. There is an option to mount the flaps on the open or closed position. The issue I go with it is that if you mount them open, first of all they're gonna fall after 2 days, and then you need to attach them again and again and again. But also when you leave this one open, it's gonna leave open this big gap underneath, which is really not that beautiful. Also it's gonna be, well, the canopy is open because the head is on the ground, so by the time it's done its taxing, I guess his flaps are gonna be closed, so I'm gonna leave it closed. On a closer inspection, there's 3 little razors here that's supposed to keep the flat open. So if I want to keep the flap closed, I need to file them off. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the flap over here, attach completely to the fuselage this bottom bit here, and leave this one slightly raised. Now change of plan again. You only see things while you're building them, and basically if I want to leave this flap down, I still was supposed to cut off the little razor on the side, so I'm gonna leave it a bit open as well. Let's see if we can raise this a little bit just to show you the gap. It's gonna be there, you see. So yeah, well, I'll leave it with this gap. I'll make it like it's a half open. I same for the other one next to it, which I already tested. It looks fine once you put it on. Slightly raised. I famously have no patience for canopies, so I'm gonna just do it with a black marker. And now I'm ready to dip my canopies in the floor polish, and that's what we're gonna do. More than enough for canopies. Canopies can really get me stressed out. Make sure if you got any extra liquid, just tilt it on the corner, tap it against the glass, and it's gonna clean it up. And you adjust the water as much as you need in there, not too much. Good to go. Good to go in the dehydrator. So I put a copper core radiator inside there, and then I masked it. I masked the back wheel, and also for later I did the canopy. I put the canopy on and I masked it, and now I'm gonna mix the sky matte sky color Himmelblau, 50% of this, 25% airbrush thinner, 25% flow improver, and I'm gonna spray it. That's my recipe ready to go. I'll give it a stir, and then we start. As usual, save just in case inside the cup. And let's see how it sprays. I'll put a tiny bit just to test it, and then if it goes well, we're gonna proceed off camera. The paint is going through, doesn't seem to be any sediment on it. I guess we can get started. That's the section that we need to do for the number 666, but we do it later on. Let's try the top here. Put it on prime. Yeah, forgot the band, and also as usual I forgot the brush, so let it dry a little second, and then I'm gonna brush with the anti-static. I always forget to use the brush, always, every single time. One day I will remember, but yeah, it's important. Now there's a bit of paint on that. It should have been okay so far. Anyway, I put the spray level 1. Should be more than enough. It's quite liquid, maybe I should have done a little bit thicker. I'd rather do 2-3 passes than leave orange peels on it. So I'm gonna do it off camera anyway, because I need to get more access. Once the underside was nice and dry, I must hold the bit that need to remain in white, and including this section here, and now I'm gonna paint the top. Because I was putting this one upside down, and the support wasn't really helping with the masking, I kept on bending this tail light here, so at the end I just cut it off, and I'd rather attach it at the end instead of losing it and never find it again. So now I'm gonna paint it same again, 25% thinner, 25% flow improver, and 50% color. See what happens. This thing is good for building the plane, but for painting, actually put it too high. I haven't got much space to maneuver on top of it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna paint this little bit on the underside, holding it by hand, possibly even the back tail, and then left it on the rotating base, and rotate it and paint it over here. And yes, before you ask, I nearly forgot again to brush this thing. Always forget. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. Can coming in. Oh, same again. Let's put a sieve in it. And let's put some paint. Yeah, it goes well through. No residues, so you can see. Let's get the party started. As I said, I'm gonna start from the back, doing this back bit, and then I'm gonna switch off camera and do the rest. And for this one, I can hold it like that. Yeah, it looks alright. I can carry on off camera. And now that the brown has been laid down, it's time to camouflage so I can spray the green on top. If you want to know more about this product, check my other video, the one about the small Spitfire, and I show you how to use it, how it works. It's brilliant. Now, if you don't know, the trick with this thing is to let it rest a bit so it becomes all uniform and all the sharp edges round up a bit, and it's gonna start dripping everywhere at the back and everything. But yeah, I give it 20 minutes and then I spray it. So some again, filter the impurities and get it started. Let's see how it goes. If it goes well, you keep on doing the rest as well. Yeah, it looks like I can work with it. I just need a bit of space to get around all these bits, so I'm gonna close the video and carry on. Well, all the time will tell if I've been successful or not. I'm gonna let it rest for on its own, maybe half an hour, maybe even 1 hour. I don't want to put in the dehydrator, the plastic is gonna melt everywhere. And then after that I'm gonna remove it and then finish curing in the dehydrator. And now for the moment of truth. Let's see how this worked out, if it did work out. Hopefully. Yeah, it looks promising. It looks promising. Cool. I'm going to remove everything and then show you at the end. Well, as they say in France, et voila. And let's check how faithful I've been to the design. Quite faithful. I mean, it's not 100%, but it's quite good. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. So I'm gonna put in the dehydrator for a couple of hours, make sure it's proper cured, and then I'm gonna remove this masking tape here and the one underneath and put some gloss clear coat on it, so then I can put all the decals on it, and after that I'm gonna attach the flaps underneath and then a matte clear coat and finish it out and remove this one as well after. I've attached all the extra bits like the exhaust, the air intakes and everything. side lights. I still haven't put the antenna and the back little thingy, probably is light, because I want to have better access to the underside when I put in the decals. Whoever designed this plane decided that it was a good thing to make the legs in two sections, which is actually a pain in the ass because it kept on breaking, and I spent hours trying to fix it. At the end, I just put it on with the, I just baited it with the CA glue. I left it there for one day to dry. It's not, didn't come straight. This one came a little bit more wide open, but it's quite sturdy. I definitely not touching it again. Even it's got a little bit on a limp, but yeah, we're gonna live with it. We're gonna live with it because it's literally too much. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put a gloss coat all over, and then I'm gonna start applying the decals. Now we go to the part that needs the utmost attention, which is placing the decals, and there's a million decals. Of course, there's two different setups, the Iron Maiden and the military. And also for the bottom, even on the Iron Maiden, you can choose in between the Iron Maiden outfit or the flying circle, the roundel, that's the name of it. An issue I go with the roundels is that they are given missing the red bit in the middle, which then you need to add on your own, and that is gonna be, there's no need for that. There's absolutely no need for that. It's not even you can customize other ones, because each one comes with his own respective roundel on the inside. So there's a further step that was absolutely not needed. So that's issue number one. Issue number two, the door on the side, where I'm planning to keep the door open. As you can see, that's the way it's supposed to be when it's closed. And as you can tell, the decals go on top, so I'm supposed to put them on and then cut them and then glue this one backwards at the end down here. It's gonna be like a half a decal here, half a decal down here, and then you glue it on. You're gonna ruin it. I'm not happy with it, so I'm gonna try and move these two decals a little bit forwards, assuming they don't come on top of the light, if not a tiny bit lower. And then so consequentially this one is gonna be further up as well. So that's what we're gonna do for the decals, and then I'm gonna put the door in the open position, so it shows a little bit more inside the cabin with Ed inside, which isn't, that's your point of it, you know. So that's why, the same reason I want to do the Iron Maiden layout. Well, now for the Iron Maiden layout, you can see you got the choice in between the roundels and the right. Of course, I'm gonna move this one forward at the same distance as the other one on the other side, just to make it symmetric. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, for the underneath Iron Maiden, which needs to be there, in my opinion, that's paramount. I'll try to find a way to put the roundels as well, possibly like the roundels down here or on the stream. I need to cut it and try it on, because if you look at it, the size of it, they're quite big. So we're looking at these ones here, so they can go all the way here possibly, and then you still have a space for Iron Maiden, which needs to be underneath, outside from the reject ports from the machine guns. So I can try and do that. I'm gonna test it. Possibly I'm gonna put all of it. That would be my option. But to do that, to see if everything fits, I need to put all the little decals around it first, and then that's gonna go on top and trying to adjust and size it up. So I'm pretty sure all of you know how to put decals. I'm just gonna put one, possibly the one inside the door, the latch door, just to remind yourself how to put decals, and then I'm gonna do all the other ones off camera, and I'll see you later on. So we're gonna start with the inside of the door hatch. This little decal that goes here. Basically, make sure that the decal, the latch is closed before flight. This is absolutely microscopic. If you look, there's a for comparison. There's a cockpit, the instruments, and this little one up here, that's the one we're looking at. So we need that. We need the part where we're going to attach it. Microset and Microsol, of course, with his own dedicated brush, cutting hobby knife, toothpick, and earbuds, and of course a little bit of water. Water is always good. And let's cut these parts. Let's cut the parts out and get it ready. Another item I need is the mini pliers. Anyway, forgot to mention that, but that's essential. Not for now, but for later on, for the positioning of the decal. So what we're gonna do first of all, because it takes a couple of minutes to take effect, just put some water on it. Be generous with the water. Wait 2 seconds, and then you can, the any excess, you can suck it away. Just let it stay there for a couple of minutes. Then the parts we need to prep. Okay, what they want this at the top, and the writing on this side with the bottom side on that side. So it's a very, very small piece, so just a tiny bit of micro set, just to wet it a little bit, make it a little bit more slippery. And hopefully, if you get Microsoft, I got this basis from eBay. Otherwise, it keep on falling over, and then you have to buy a new one after a week. Let's see. By now, is as you can see, the number 47 is flying away. We can get rid of that. Get rid of the excess water, even with that. And see if this, this is moving. This is moving, so we're ready to set it up. Now this is gonna move. Would have been better if I fixed it with some blue tack. If I fix it to the table, but yeah, that's it. We can do it. Okay, now we are at this point. We only need to adjust it and put it straight in the middle. Just use a toothpick. Yeah, we're happy with it. I can zoom even more just to show you what it looks like. But yeah, the quality is gonna be, and that's how small this thing is. Now, if it wasn't going across the top, I needed to bend it a bit. I would have put some micro set on top of it, but what this one I think is happy. I just let it dry. If there's any silvering, I'm gonna add it at the end. So very straightforward. If I get a piece that needs adjusting later on, I'll show you how to use micro sole as well. Now the position for the decals underneath should be, you got these two warning signs, like here, and then you either put this roundel in the middle, which sort of overlaps both of them in a way, Or you can put this one over here like that, which is also nice. And that's the two options, the original, the alternative, and the original. Now if I wanted to place all of them together, I could put, maybe squeeze this one here, I leave it like that, which is not too bad. Yeah, actually it's not bad at all. There's no need to check the other one, because the other one on the other side is a little bit shorter, so whatever fits on this side, it definitely fits on the other side. So one option would be like this, which is not bad. Or another option would have been to put this one the furthest way up here, and then do this either at the top or at the bottom. Now the bottom doesn't make much sense, also because it's gonna still overlap with this things here a bit, and this is too far away. So maybe at the very top here, cuts into it, I need to decide what to do. Be moving the pieces like in a tangram. What I could do, I could leave this one in the original position and squeeze this one at the top here. Now it leaves me this big empty space down here. Or what can I also do, I can cut in between the two walls Iron Maiden and put Iron here, Maiden underneath, and then on the other side I can leave Aces here and High down here, which could be maybe more balanced solution. So I hate when they give you options, because you never know what to do when you go to an option. It's like with the door outside. You know, I want to keep it open, but then it messes up the decals. And that's what it would look like. I could even do this and this, but it's too much gap, too much space in between them. So I'd rather come down with the iron down here and then Maiden straight underneath and put it there, which it still looks together as in one word. And the other side as well, I cut. It's a shame to cut the decals, but hey, when you need to plan it, as is high, same again. We're gonna adjust it pretty much like that. Even in this case, if I was doing as is high like that, too much gap in between, so I want to avoid this. The machine, the bullets rejects, so yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. So this is the perfect example of a decal that we need to adjust at the end with the micro saw. I already wet the surface with the micro set. This is wet, ready to slide it. You're gonna put it on, and then as you see, there's creases on top of the parts. They're supposed to come through. The shape is supposed to come through. So what we do, first of all, we wet it a bit at the top with a micro set, just to make it more flat, and move it a little bit. This we can still move it a little more further down. Maybe underneath as well. This is gonna take a bit of time, a bit of patience, but you know, there's no hurry. That's part of the fun when you're building kits, is to enjoy the process. So try not to rip it, be careful. Be careful, don't get carried away. So we found, which is funny because if you imagine, I would imagine that the emergency writing should be on top of the roundel because it should be readable all the time, but no, according to these people. So hey, so that's the location we want to put, just on top of the, as you see here, on top of the line, and it doesn't really, it's never the same if I put it on top of here and then this one is not underneath. So just say you need to sort of eyeball it, but yeah, make sure you don't use the ferrule. This ferrule, you don't scratch the deck hole, and try to flatten it, and you see only so much you can do because there's creases on top. At this point we're gonna use the red one, which is Microsoft. What does it do? It makes it is a solvent. It's gonna make it very soft, and so you can sort of work your way around the creases that you're supposed to overcome. But at this point it's gonna become, you see, there's a really flattening out. It's gonna become very brittle as well. So make sure you don't overdo it, because then you may, instead of flattening the creases, you may even break it, and you definitely don't want to do that. So just slowly give it time to melt the plastic a little bit, and then you see slowly it's gonna start conforming to the edges. No rush. See, it's flattening out already here. Slowly. There's no monkeys to catch, but if there were any, we would have got them, all of them. That's it. That's even one of the holes for the machine guns. We don't bother about this at the moment. We can always cut it off at the end. What we want to do now is just arrange the decal around this creases. Also helps if you go a Q-tip or earbud slightly damp, and you can sort of roll it over, make sure it's clean, otherwise you just leave extra damages on it. Slowly roll it over like this, just to push out if there's any air bubbles. You push them towards the outside. Be careful once you put the red one. Don't try repositioning again because it's gonna make it so soft and brittle. Then you only gonna ask for trouble. Apart from this tiny bit here, which is definitely needs a little bit of adjustment. All we need to do is just smoothen it here towards the edge, and eventually we're gonna get rid of these creases as well. Roll the body and roll it. Even light tapping like this with the tip of the brush, it may help a bit. It looks like I've got hair on that. The hair is fine, I can get rid of it, it's not a big deal. As long as it's at the top, it's not at the bottom. Where's this hair? Look at it. Can't really tell. I think it's underneath. We're gonna push it out. We're gonna push it out. What a wonderful way to show you how to deal with these things. Yeah, definitely hair underneath. Now you're gonna push it out. All about patience. All about patience. We don't want to break it. I'm gonna just do the last final detail close up. I'll show you at the end. Well, not my proudest moment, but not too bad either. Well, you got right before it gets dry, you still have a tiny bit of creases on at the bottom of the where the ridges are. A little bit of trap there. You try to push it out slowly, and then eventually this is gonna dry up and get closer. If not, I'm gonna add another little bit of the red one and soften it where the rest around it is has been dried up, and then maybe just dab it in a bit, and hopefully it's gonna get even more precise. So as you can tell, the result on this side is quite passable, and this one we're nearly there, so all good. And at the end, they ended up like this, which I'm very happy about. I just remade the holes in there. This is a silly thing. Other than that, there's absolutely no reason to do the white first and then the red on top. Apart from the fact that maybe when you put in the microsole, you might stretch a little bit the circle, and you want to right in the middle. But yeah, there was no point at all. So these has been sorted. Now I need to find a way to do the sound. So for the sound, as we said, the problem is that the 5 phases come across the door, which I'm gonna keep open. I did try to move the stickers a little bit in front of the door, like this up here, and then the poetry goes, the little passage from the gospel goes even further up. It doesn't look balanced with the other side when I do it. I even try to do this one farther away here, but then the point is that when you kill an enemy, you may be able as a pilot to use a marker and mark it from the inside. So what I'm gonna do, 3 faces on the fuselage here, and cut out the last 2 and leave the last 2 for the actual door that flips down, and the ace is high underneath, which is gonna work sweet. And then I'm gonna give the little door the hatch the option to be open or closed. I'm gonna put some band-aids basically. I can keep it open or flick it back up. Hopefully it's gonna work. And that's how it came out at the end. Now I can remove the masking tape and the little hatch and put the other stickers here, the other decals down here. I start doing the decals on this side as well, and also do these other sides like that. That's done, and then I'll do the rest. Well, all the decals, all is been dried up. It was all good till 2 minutes ago, when I realized that the decal on top of the tank, the fuel tank, was a little bit sideways on one corner, which means I must have touched it by mistake. I've been trying to rectify, make it softer with microset and move it. I wasn't too happy about it. I did it again and again and again. At the end I broke it. I all wrapped up on itself as I had to throw it away. I'm gonna put some damage from the spillage of fuel over there, and it's just it's horrible. But it's worn out. It just missing the bit. Apart from that, I'm happy with the rest of the decals, and they've been drying up. It's all been dried up. It's time for now to put the panel liner on, which I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna speed it up, then let it dry and clean it up afterwards. I just close up of the panel liner going through, because it's the most satisfying and rewarding part of building a model, I think. So just to give you an idea what we're looking at, and then I'm going to clean it afterwards. Okay. Now I'm not looking at the way where I'm placing it, because I'm just trying to fit in the camera, but just to show you what it's like, and then I'm gonna keep on doing it off camera, and come back to it at the end. And great news, while I was putting the panel liner, I managed to drop the plane on his nose. I broke the stick that goes into the propeller. I glued it up. I don't know how long it's gonna last for, but at least I did it off camera, so as were all the saints, all the gods in the universe, and being off camera, the video will not be deleted from YouTube. Otherwise, that would have been a disaster. And down all the panel lines, I can tell that the panel liner goes better inside the brown than the green. Green, for some reason, the composition of the paint looks like it is absorbing the black, which shouldn't be a big deal once I clean it. I started putting on the back, so I'm gonna start cleaning in the same direction, in the same way where I started with I put it on. I'm gonna use just simple these tips with some Zippo lighter fluid, and that should do the trick. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we're in trouble. But if it works, you're gonna do some of this, and then yeah, there it is. There it is. It goes perfectly. So I'm gonna clean them up, and then I'm gonna clean them up off camera, and then I'll see you later on. Well, I finished cleaning up all the panel lines smudges. It's very good. I just realized that I should have waited to put the red stickers, the red decals, the protectors for the machine guns after the weathering. Would look better, because being the place every time before the flight is gonna look pristine. So I'm gonna do well done. I mask them singularly, so I can spray a little bit on top of it and weather around it, and then remove it at the end. I still give the impression that they would have been clean. I'm gonna do some silvering around, some scratches, some rust, and then I'm gonna spray some fumes from the machine guns with a 0 to 8 tip from the airbrush. Well, if you don't know what the little gel in the middle is down there, I put a tiny bit of retarder, because I'm gonna use my ultra with a 0.28 tip. I don't want it to dry at any point. I'm gonna use it for the details of the smoke and stuff. So I was gonna do still the same, 25% of thin flow improver, and then 50% of modeler. Possibly a little bit of distilled water as well in there, but just to keep it smooth, add this tiny little bit of flow of retarder. I think at the end I did probably 35% flow improver, 35% thinner, and then about 30% of black, because I want it very see through, is dust, is dirt, so I don't want it to be too thick. So let's see how it goes. Yes, before you ask, I nearly forgot again to brush it, so now I'm gonna brush it a little bit and then I start spraying. As you can tell with the 0.28, it's very light, very thin. I need to go close to if I wanna do something like that. So I think it's gonna be perfect for the smoke and mirrors. Put the fan on first of all. I forget. That gives you an idea what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna put it off camera and keep on going. Quite good. Now I'm gonna clear coat the bottom, and then when it's dry I'm gonna put the antenna at the top and the back on the rudder, and then clear coat the top as well and give you a final reveal. But yeah, looks good. And we're ready for the clear coat. I'm gonna use matte varnish as a final clear coat. Same again, 50% of this, 25%, 25% of the other ones. You know the recipe already. So let's get it ready. Start spraying. It's not much to show on the spraying clear coat. I'll see you later on. Now to fix the little door to the fuselage, I'm gonna come up with a proper surgeon trick. If it works. If not, if it works, I'm a genius. I get a Nobel Prize for medicine. If not, I'm still a genius. Many strips, steri strips, and basically it's like a plaster. It's like a plaster that I can put from one side. See how big it is? It's like a 6 mm. These ones are 6 millimeters wide, which is gonna be perfect for that. And then attach it at the back on the inside of the fuselage and see if it works. So I cut it a little bit longer just in case this is gonna be an experiment. So if this is like that, the strip is gonna be that way. See? Strip is gonna be this way. Just put it one in the middle. It doesn't need to be two. And you could use two if you want, but there's really no need for it. It sort of camouflages itself. Not really, but it's better than. It's supposed to be super mega sticky. So once I put it in, and then now I can attach the other part on the inside of the plane. See if it works. I could give you a better camera angle, but really there's a point. I saw this. There's a sticky bit. I'm gonna stick it down there and then glue it. I already tried. This is a bit too long. I'm gonna shorten it a little bit and then glue it in. I'll just show you at the end if it comes up. Well, if you happen to live in Sweden, if you got a chance to vote for the Nobel Prize for medicine, there's a plastic surgeon. Let's go door. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna paint this one a little bit in green, just camouflage it a little bit. As you can tell, this goes up and closes perfectly. No need of magnets and nothing. It just sits in there, and when you want to open it, you just flick it open. So there it is. Very happy with it. So I'm gonna paint it in green and then do a final review. Final reveal. So happy about it. I'm a genius, man. And here it is in all its glory. Of course, like we normally do. Stay tuned till the end, and then I'm gonna show you some detailed pictures, some details underneath. The wheels, they went wider and wider and wider. It's just understood planes, and there has to be a better way, or for me to learn how to put the things on, the wheels on, or for them to build them in a stronger way. As another close-up, it shows you maybe a little bit of the interior. I'm gonna get pictures for that. You got some pictures earlier anyway, pictures of the weathering. And there's a close-up of the fire eddies that being shot. Fire out of what is it, 15, 16, maybe 20. But yeah, that's his crappy boots just crushed everything on the sides. But this guy had enough.